states that rolling a dice is the most effective way to get an outcome. And it certainly isn't if you have a goal. And so, I mean, you will get an outcome. Just probably won't be the one you want. It's assuming randomness is better than thought. And so, if your thoughts are so poor, whatever it is. All right? And so, I bring this up just to say that if you don't know what to do, data first. And the reason that entrepreneurs get stuck, remember I talked about the rock and hard business, is that they feel like they need to make more money. They feel like they need to be making more profit. They feel like they need to get more leads. All of these things, right? And this feels non-revenue generating. And so you think, well, I gotta go make this money. And the short-term pain is, I gotta go collect a bunch of stuff and like get attribution in place. I gotta like have an Excel sheet that like I gotta get my team to like say how many people walked in today or how many clicks we got on the website or what our conversion rate is on our pages. Well, God, that's gonna take so much time, and I need to do this. Rock in a hard place. I can promise you're never gonna go there. It's never gonna happen. But you can absolutely maintain your very, very terrible existence for a very long period of time without it. And you're always wondering what's going on, wondering when the next shoe's going to come, wondering when your next lead is. And what's astonishing is, when I had Alan, the software company, we had these t-shirts that said
Rapidash.
And data is different. Because you'd be amazed at how intelligent people will perceive you to be based on the quality of decisions being high quality. Because decisions tend to become very easy. If you know that one revenue stream generates 80% of your
Number code 1.
what do you do? Well, obviously you do this one. Yeah, but people do that.
I wonder if this will work.
If you have one channel where you're getting the most profitable and best customers from, and you've got another one that you spend 80% of your time on, and you'd be like, well, obviously I'll put my attention where, yeah, but you don't know that. And so this is the thing, is like, you will look like a genius from the outside, but you're just making common sense decisions. And so most of business growth is common sense. The problem is that most people don't do the first and obvious thing of common sense, which is collect data, track. And so I used to tell this to the sales team, and I actually used it from when I had weight loss customers. I said, if you don't track, you don't care. And it's just like one of the easy, like, you don't record your sales calls, you don't care. If you don't track what your close rates are, you don't care. If you don't track what your profit is, you don't care. And so I'm gonna give you a term right now that I want you to write down if you're at home, which is measurement as intervention. And so there's been countless studies done on this, but I'll give the simple one, which is in weight loss. If you want to help someone lose weight, you can truly tell them nothing besides just getting them to weigh themselves every day. And when people weigh themselves every day, they lose weight. Why? If you track your profit every month, guess what will happen? Your profit will improve. If you track your close rate and you weren't tracking it, it will improve. Because you will be able to use common sense. Because you're able to see, oh, when I did these on these sales calls, my close rate went up because you track it. And so if you want to improve any component of the business, the first step is measure. And so I'm embarrassed to say some of the size businesses that I've seen, $5 million a year, sometimes $10 million a year, who barely have simple data. And so if you're like, well, what data should I collect? There's so much data that's out there. So let me answer that question. You want to collect the pipeline. And that goes from click to close. All right? This is the first pipeline that you need to track, which is at every point of conversion, I've got, what's my CTR on my ads or my content? How much traffic am I getting? What's my opt-in rate? What's my schedule rate? What's my show rate? What's my offer rate? What's my close rate? What's my cash collected? All of these. Those are all the metrics you want to track, but that's one funnel. You have another funnel that goes from close to resell, which is, okay, now that I've closed somebody, what's the likelihood that they buy again or ascend into something else? And so we're going to have, what's our activation? What's our time to value? What's churn? What's gross profit per product line? What are ascension rates by cohort? Meaning what types of customers choose what types of products. And so you want to have, like, if you had to do one, you do this one. If you got two, I would say do this one. If you had to do three, then I would start looking more front end in terms of channels. Like, where are my leads coming from? And so one of these is probably the problem in your business. Start tracking that one first. And if you have problems on all of these, then
Delayed.
And that is the first objective. Because from there, you can then actually improve. And tracking itself, and to rewind to the irrational belief of, well, I have to do this revenue generating activity, I can't take time to do this data. Getting the data may in and of itself already solve the problem. So as promised at the beginning, those are the 6 horsemen that playing at businesses on a regular basis. I want to then translate this into the real world by walking through a real example of a portfolio company over a year of unfucking all of these things. So let's get into the data of this specific business. Now, I'm only going to share the back-end data because I did a different breakdown on a YouTube video of the front-end data of this business that we turned around. And so the first thing that we collected was profit. So the profit of the business at the time before was 5%. That's a terrible 5%. Revenue retention was around 2%. Might as well be 0. And then you have ascensions, which is what percentage of customers, and these are interrelated, obviously, because if you ascend customers, they're more likely to be paying. By the way, pro tip, if you sell someone something else, they're more likely to pay. And so they were getting 0 to 1 per month. And this was a company that was selling,